Rework by Jason Fried and David Heinemeier. The book's main idea. Rework is a book that shows readers how it is not always a must to have tons of cash and other resources to start a business. After reading this book, you will understand and appreciate the fact that it is actually possible to run a business and turn it into a successful venture by just investing a minimal amount of effort and resources. It is power-packed advice that offers some real, authentic and pragmatic advice to the readers. If you're interested in this book, you can get 2 audiobooks for free with a trial of Audible using the link in the description of this video. One of the powerful pieces of advice shared by the authors in this book is, if you want to do something, you've got to do it now. You can't put it on a shelf and wait 2 months to get around to it. You can't just say you'll do it later. Later, you won't be pumped up about it anymore. Inspiration is a magical thing, a productivity multiplier, a motivator. But it won't wait for you. Inspiration is a now thing. If it grabs you, grab it right back and put it to work. The book begins with the 2 authors discussing how the business world has changed radically over the past 2 decades, and it is now quite normal for anyone to have their business without having a huge investment. I will cover several parts broadly. Number 1, failure, growth and workaholics. This part debunks some myths about success and failure, where the authors highlight the point that failure is not always a precondition for being successful in life, and one does not always benefit from learning from their mistakes. Fried and Heinemeier also emphasize on how one should not always expect to expand their small business, and it's okay if someone does not wish to achieve massive growth, because what's more important is that you keep your business afloat. Lastly, they discuss how often people who appear to be workaholics aren't as productive as they are perceived to be because they waste a lot of time worrying about tiny details. Number 2, getting started. In this part, the authors talk about how the term entrepreneur often makes people associate many expectations with starting one's business. Instead of focusing on that, one should concentrate on being a starter and just start off with their business, which doesn't require anyone to have a business degree, and only focus on exactly what needs to be done. Number 3, make progress. This part discusses different aspects associated with making progress in business. Heinemeier and Fried explain constraints, challenges, are part of the process when starting and running a business. They then go ahead to explain the need for a positive outlook if success is to be realized in the midst of the challenges. According to the book, a positive outlook provides a conducive environment for creativity, which translates to solving of problems innovatively. The book also talks about how one should build a good product, which focuses on solving one solution/aspect and making it as good as possible instead of cramming 10 different ideas into that same product and turning it into a half-assed product, as they call it, which lacks structure. Number 4, be productive. In this part, the authors talk about the different interruptions that often limit productivity, such that people don't get much done even after working for long hours. According to the book, one of the biggest killers of productivity is endless meetings that lack any agenda and structure. So if one has to have a meeting, it must be on a clear agenda, should begin on time, and have only the concerned people involved in it. The authors talk about how essential it is to build momentum in business to stay motivated and achieve progress, as well as how that can be best achieved through completing tasks effectively and then starting off with the next one as quickly as one can. Number 5, competition. This part highlights how competition is an inevitable factor in the corporate world, and often when entrepreneurs encounter competition, they have an urge to copy competitors. The authors emphasize on avoiding that urge at all costs and always creating their own mark by being authentic in their business. They also stress on the importance of not always having to do a lot to be successful in business, and instead focusing more on simplifying the problems experienced by the target audience. Number 6, promotions. This part of the book talks about how it is important to promote a business in a manner that it makes the audience come directly towards it. This can happen if entrepreneurs create a base of loyal customers who spread good word of mouth about their work. The authors also advise readers, entrepreneurs, to teach whatever it is they learn to others, as this helps them grow. They also highlight the need to know everything about everyone and how it is necessary to incorporate this into business by explaining everything about the business to customers, as this helps them become more invested into it. Number 7, hiring. Heinemeier and Fried explain how business owners should try out a certain task before hiring someone for that duty, as this helps them to understand the job properly, including how it needs to be executed. The book then goes on to talk about how the need to find experienced people but not stress too much on hiring someone with decades of experience and focus more on looking for someone with the right skill, even if he or she does not have the relevant education for it. 8. Damages and apologies. In this part, the authors discuss how bad things often happen in business and how important it is to accept mistakes, apologize to the people affected by it, and address the problem effectively to improve upon it. They also stress on the significance of treating customers as kings and providing them with excellent service. Number 9. Culture is important. This part highlights the importance of having a company culture, but goes on to educate readers to keep in mind that building a company culture isn't an overnight process. To build the right culture, business owners must understand what they want, then train their staff in a manner that they wish to be treated, because this treatment will reflect in their behavior and shape the organization's culture.